Alright fellas, Gabriel from seborrhicdermatitis.net, and what I want to look at in this video today is methods to tackle seborrheic dermatitis when it flares up. So the first thing I would say you can do when you are experiencing a flare-up is a good thing to use is Dead Sea Salt solution. So what you can do there is you can run a bath and make sure you put enough Dead Sea Salt in there to make the solution up to how it should be made, and bathe yourself in there and make sure you cover all the affected areas, because what that would do is allow you to it will soften and soothe the skin, and it will just reduce a bit of inflammation and make you start feeling quite a bit better in the very short term. It's not like a long-term kind of fix overall, but if there is a problem, but it is a good way to soothe the skin as like a useful tool when it happens. So the other thing is, if you are going to use a cream, or your skin gets very dry, because it's best to basically not use anything if you can help it. But if you are really struggling, the one I found worked best for me was the Aveeno cream. So it's Aveeno moisturiser. I can link it, no problem. And it's basically just an oatmeal moisturiser, but it's using it really sparingly, just to give your skin that bit of moisture, just if it was really dry and rough. That one seems to be the best in my experience, and you'd want to obviously avoid any steroid creams because of the kind of long-term effects and the damaging effects to the skin they can have. So another thing is that you can do when you are experiencing flare-ups is to start a process called intermittent fasting, so IF. So what that basically is most people, it would be skipping breakfast, and give you an example times. You start eating your meals from 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and you might finish at 8 o'clock at night, and then you can't eat outside of that time. So you have your last meal around 8 o'clock, your breakfast, you push that forwards to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So you've got that kind of 18-hour window when you're not eating, basically. And what that does is that limits the digestion, because you're not constantly putting things in your body that need to be digested. You're able to limit that, and what that allows to do is it stops your body kind of having to constantly process things, and allows it to kind of it's less inflammatory, so it's kind of better for healing the body while not making it digest things all the time. So so IF is a really good thing to do, intermittent fasting, and that seems to work. I find it seems to work quite well on that kind of timing, so that you start 2 in the afternoon and 8 o'clock at night when you finish. And I don't really find it's not very difficult. It's actually quite enjoyable, and you get really used to it. It's very convenient as well. If you work, you don't have to go up and have breakfast. You just skip it, and I've seen a lot of benefits from that, and also with your skin. So what you can do, if you're on the day when it's flared up and you've started intermittent fasting and it's pretty bad, your flare up, you could delay the time you have that first meal. Say it was typically at 2 o'clock when you'd first do it. You could actually push that back, and it's effectively like water fasting. So you're just drinking water in that time that you're not eating for. You're not eating, you're just drinking water. So you can push that back, and the longer you go without having to make the body have to digest things, the kind of better it is for cleansing the body and healing it. So there's that as well. So within intermittent fasting, I'd really recommend that. And you can, if you are experiencing a flare-up, you could extend the fast even longer and go up to, if you've been doing 18-hour fasts, doing the doing the 6-hour eating window you'd have from 2 till 8, you could extend it to, you could push it back to 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and have it kind of 20 hours, and you could maybe even build that up to just having on that one day you've got a flare up, you could have maybe one meal and push it right back to 6 p.m. But you know, that wouldn't necessarily be as sustainable, but on that day you are struggling, it could be something that you do to just give your body that extra bit of help. There's kind of other, when you're coming out of intermittent fasting as well, the other thing to do is, it's often good to, rather than just jump straight into a meal that you'd normally have, you start by having a nice healthy smoothie. So something like a classic green juice would be a good option, so that you kind of break in the fast, but with something that's easily digested by the body, because you've got all that goodness and it's all broken down in the smoothie form. So that'd be a really good thing to break the fast with, rather than just dive straight into your sort of solid food again. So yeah, there's the other thing is the turmeric lemonade is another option. Green juice, turmeric lemonade kind of thing, which is just like lemons. You know, grab 2 to 6 lemons, 500 ml of water, quarter of a teaspoon of turmeric, and of course a couple of tablespoons of syrup, just to make it taste a bit nicer. And yeah, I can always link you to any green juice recipes as well if you need them. So they're good things to come out of the fast and go into. And they'll definitely help with, if you're experiencing a flare up on your face or anything like that. They might not necessarily totally get rid of it or anything. It's just about giving you that extra kind of extra tools to add to what you do when you do experience something, so you can give yourself the best chance at getting around the problem. So yeah, hope that was useful, and yeah, if you've got any comments, any questions, drop them in below, and yeah, happy to answer them. So thanks.